Uppercut by Crawford, you heard?
Crawford is hurt.
Crawford's hurt now after a Gamboa shot.
28th, 2014, Omaha, Nebraska. The CenturyLink Center Arena buzzed with anticipation on this sweltering summer evening. For over 40 years, these walls hadn't witnessed a championship fight. But tonight was different. Tonight, local hero Terence "Bud" Crawford would defend his world title for the first time on home soil. Standing across the ring was his formidable opponent, lightning-fast, undefeated Cuban boxer and 2004 Olympic champion Yuriorkis Gamboa. On paper, boxing analysts expected a careful, tactical battle between two skilled technicians. Instead, what unfolded was pure drama. Crawford found himself living through the worst nightmare of his career, teetering dangerously close to defeat.
Attendance 10,943. Max, I'm with you. Feels like
Both fighters entered the evening undefeated. 26-year-old Terence Crawford, with a record of 24-0, had just won the title from Ricky Burns in Scotland. He was eager to put on a show for his home crowd. His opponent was Yuriorkis Gamboa, a 32-year-old former featherweight champion with a record of 23-0, known for his devastating speed and sharp punching. Despite the Cuban's impressive credentials, he was not the favorite. Too many factors were stacked against him. He was noticeably shorter and had a massive disadvantage in reach. This was only his second fight in the new weight class after moving up from lighter divisions. He had been inactive for almost a year, and the long layoff was certainly not in his favor. The fight was taking place in his opponent's territory, Crawford's hometown, where over 10,000 spectators had gathered to support their champion. Almost no one doubted that Terence Crawford would win. Many believed the skilled technician would simply outbox his shorter opponent. But Yuriorkis Gamboa wasn't there to be a statistic. He accepted the challenge without demanding special conditions and confidently declared he would shock everyone. Gamboa was proud and hungry for victory. A former champion who desperately needed to reclaim his glory. He knew that to triumph, he would have to take risks. And from the first second of the fight, it was clear. The Cuban came to fight, not to lose.
attendance 10,943. Max, I'm with you. Feels like a bigger crowd than that.
Already in the opening rounds, Gamboa surprised the audience. The challenger instantly demonstrated his main weapon, explosive speed. He would rapidly burst into close range, unleash sharp combinations on the champion, and immediately slip away before Crawford could respond. Terence was renowned for his ability to adapt to opponents, but the start of the fight clearly troubled him.
Gamboa is beating Crawford to the punch early on.
You know, the guys, most of the time, the guys from Cuba are more experienced at going 3 to 5 rounds. So early in the...
See, very good American boxer, Gary Russell Jr., relatively easily. But Gary Russell kind of opposition that Crawford has fought to get to this point. Crawford would seem on paper to be better prepared for this moment.
That I said, boy, I really hope I'm going to see that.
You and me both.
First half of the round belonged to Gamboa. Now Crawford has started to find the range in the last minute of the round. Probably we're in the last minute of round number 1.
And right now, I've seen no ring rust on Gamboa.
Good jab by Crawford.
About Gamboa was going into this fight.
By the promoter saying that, okay, since you want to choose where you fight at, how about we'll choose who you fight? I almost equated it to Mike Alvarado.
It's that Gamboa's first so often in this fight.
Little hook there by Gamboa. Crawford has landed across the top.
Damn short fighter.
Tonight, Carlos Gamboa in Crawford's corner, the man who works with Crawford in the gym, but the person who taught
Crawford really making good adjustments in this round and still getting tagged. by Gamboa and countered by Gamboa.
Great fight, like I expected it to be. Good hook by Gamboa.
Sensational stuff.
Both fighters showing you some in round 2 of what they can do.
The champion himself seemed unprepared for such intensity. Crawford was forced to adjust on the fly. He even switched to a southpaw stance, trying to disrupt his opponent's rhythm. But Gamboa simply capitalized on this opportunity. Several times, his straight rights found their mark precisely, rattling Crawford's head. After 4 rounds, concern was written across the faces of the Omaha crowd. Their favorite was losing on points, and at times appeared bewildered.
Look, the people who like Crawford like him because he's longer, taller, younger, and he's also very quick and athletic. But there are levels of athleticism. And if you had to choose who's the more special
Fights in the last 2.5 years. But again, Max Kellerman, this is inspiring opposition and an inspiring situation. And Gamboa at Terence Crawford. Now he starts to work his very stiff jab again. And Gamboa lands a left hook and a right hand. And gets in a couple of other shots as he moves Crawford toward the rope. He's capable of doing very well.
considering what's in front of him. Gamboa just looks set.
Again, he might have saw something bad.
Well, but Crawford landed a little left hand
like that.
Switched to southpaw.
That's
And there you made your point, Roy Jones. Yuriorkis made the point for you, landing the right hand. Almost lands another big one.
Crawford needs to stay right-handed. He doesn't need to fight southpaw.
And this is what is going to make this fight really interesting. Crawford's got real dog in him, Roy. When the going gets tough, he digs in.
He does.
And he wants to prove you wrong on the southpaw point.
Because I saw that overhand left
And
coming.
he got caught with a left hook out of the
Well, the bad thing about this is when like that, a fight is
blocked by a right hand.
The problem is Gamboa has too much experience for this. You're not going to beat him in your second.
Crawford gets in a couple of counter shots to reverse the round. 10 of the 12 connects power shots. So you have a title at home. He appears to have lost tactic, but Crawford's sticking with it. You heard Brian McIntyre tell him in the corner, move to your right, get away from his right hand. Crawford did good work out of the southpaw stance in each of the fights which preceded this one. Greatest Prescott.
Or that overhand right. A good left hand by Crawford though. Good exchange. He exchanged a right hook for overhand left. Overhand right.
Hard left hand by Crawford. Nails Gamboa again. Another hard left hand by Crawford. He's setting up these punches pretty well.
Yeah, he's getting clipped with some good shots, too.
Terence Crawford is beginning to make a physical impact in this round, although CompuBox still finds Yuriorkis Gamboa landing more. They're giving and taking at center ring. Crawford just missed with another left-hand shot.
Terence, however, was not about to panic. He studied Gamboa carefully, waiting for his moment. Between rounds, Crawford's coach demanded, "Keep your hands up and catch him on the way in." The advice worked. In the 5th round, the tide of the fight turned sharply. In the middle of the round, during an exchange of blows, Crawford finally caught the Cuban. The previously elusive Gamboa was met with a short left hook. His legs suddenly buckled and danced, and a moment later, the champion added a powerful left to the side of his head. Gamboa crashed to the canvas, a knockdown.
Roy Jones. But seemingly beginning to slow Gamboa down just a bit.
It also indicates that
Good shot. Hard counter shot by Terence Crawford. Down goes Gamboa. Tremendous right-hand shot.
The crowd erupted. The champion was showing who was boss. It seemed the fight would end right there. Crawford was determined to finish his opponent in that same round. But the Cuban showed incredible resilience. He survived, clinging to every second until the bell.
Tremendous right-hand shot as Gamboa was coming in.
And Murphy saw something because he stuck with that southpaw stance. He stuck with it for a reason because he had to see something.
And he just changed the fight with one tremendous right-hand shot.
what
Left hand
dimension,
lands for Crawford.
what dimension to his game he just showed Terence Crawford.
back. Great body shot by Crawford.
Yes.
Thunderous hard right hand to the body.
Those are hurting Gamboa. Gamboa's in big trouble right now.
11 seconds to go in the round. Crawford hammers him again with another right hand. Almost knocked him down. Left hand lands for Crawford. Gamboa on clear streak.
The next few rounds were dictated by the champion. Crawford, now full of confidence, had found his rhythm and began to lead the fight. Every time Gamboa closed the distance, he was met with hard shots from the master of the ring. Nevertheless, the Cuban did not back down.
Yuriorkis Gamboa. Gamboa probably still ahead on the scorecard, but the crowd is pumped now as Crawford gets a 10-8 round and he's back in the fight.
That hook wasn't luck, it wasn't an accident. Gamboa kept jumping in behind these shots. Crawford timed them, checked him with a hook on the way in.
And you knew he saw something because he stayed in the southpaw.
There he gets him again with the right hook.
Yeah,
Gamboa is insisting on coming forward and firing away, and Crawford is now timing him with perfect counter shots.
And the best thing Crawford is doing right now is landing great body shots. He's not getting away from his body attack.
This ain't a featherweight.
It's his biggest enemy right now because he's going to fight just like he's doing right now.
Gamboa wants to turn it back around with his own power shots.
May have.
Gamboa's legs don't look really good.
And we're not yet halfway through the fight.
Boy, two real fighters in their physical primes.
Now Terence Crawford is in the best place for himself because
He's starting to command with his jab.
Yeah, the first 5 rounds you expect Gamboa to exactly right.
Crawford's more conventional boxing skills have begun to take over in the last couple of rounds.
And Crawford's doing some great body work.
And Crawford's patience and
defense
poise.
that I talked about before doesn't seem to exist anymore. 10-8 round in round 5 because of the knockdown after 6.
Yeah, it is. That goes for punching power when they get in close.
Crawford,
body
a lot of fighters might have crumbled in the early
And
fusillade.
this ring is very slow, slippery. Both guys are slipping now when they step.
Walking out a little bit now. Gamboa is just kind of walking forward as opposed to...
Good, quick right hook again by Crawford.
Crawford fighting very smart and showing a lot of poise. And this ring is causing Gamboa all kinds of problems. Good hook. There's that hook.
Another
again.
right hook by Crawford. He's been very accurate with that punch the last 2 rounds. Gamboa's lost his accuracy in the last 2 rounds. These punches are wilder now.
Gamboa might be wise to keep Crawford on that side instead of standing on that side himself. In the middle of the ring, it's slippery.
Crawford's right jab zeroing in. Round 7 coming down the stretch. If he was 1 point behind coming into this round, most likely he's even coming out of it.
In the 8th round, Crawford once again sent Gamboa to the canvas with a precise counter right hand, the second knockdown of the fight.
I mean, left-handed as he is right-handed.
Here comes Gamboa again. And there goes the shot. And down goes Gamboa one more time. Another tremendous counter shot by Terence Crawford.
Just as Crawford was having success, Gamboa was having success. Crawford got the better of the exchange.
The Cuban fighter rose again, showing a warrior's heart despite being visibly shaken. Only the bell saved him from further punishment. Terence had begun to dominate completely, and it seemed the end was near.
So that's the second knockdown of the fight.
Those body shots.
Tremendous left to the body
Those
by
body
Crawford.
shots.
That hurt Gamboa.
That's what's killing Gamboa, Jeff. It's the body shots. Not so much of the head shots as the body shot.
Oh, this fight went
Savage
from...
exchange. Tremendous exchange. Gamboa almost went down again.
Before the 9th round began, the arena buzzed with anticipation of their favorite's imminent victory. Crawford appeared calm and confident. He had already dropped his opponent 3 times and was ready to put an emphatic exclamation point on his performance. But then came an unexpected twist that left the crowd frozen in disbelief. Gamboa, battered and exhausted, found reserves of strength for one last desperate attack. When Crawford hesitated slightly after landing another successful combination and dropped his guard, the Cuban unleashed a lightning-fast straight right counter.
Hook by Crawford. Uppercut by Crawford, you heard?
Crawford is hurt!
Tension filled the arena as thousands of heartbeats stopped in unison. This was that defining moment when the seemingly invincible Crawford faced his worst nightmare.
Hurt. Crawford's hurt now after a Gamboa shot.
However, a champion doesn't hold the title by chance. Crawford showed composure and poise, surviving the storm. As Yuriorkis ramped up his attack, his punches became wilder, pouring the last of his energy into each blow. But with exhaustion setting in, these shots increasingly missed their mark. Crawford, having recovered, instantly capitalized on his opponent's first miscalculation. When Gamboa swung wide in an attempt to finish the champion, Terence responded with lightning speed. Gamboa crashed to the canvas for the third time, and this time, it was heavy.
We've had everything in this fight. What a display by both guys, and Crawford still looks unsteady on his feet.
And what a heart by Yuriorkis Gamboa, son. You couldn't ask for a bigger heart. And this is against a really, really good fighter.
No question Crawford's still hurt. He's backing away, and he's trying to buy time to get out of this round. Gamboa's got a minute left in the night to see if he can make his early work pay off.
Gamboa's got to start slipping that right hand on the way in. That's the thing that keeps hurting him.
And he keeps sliding around on top of it.
Two more good right hands by Crawford inside. And now Crawford's taking command again, and he hurts Gamboa.
Oh, that was Gamboa.
Thunderous shots by both fighters.
Oh, my God.
Oh, down goes Gamboa. Third knockdown for Crawford. Tremendous left-hand shot by Terence Crawford. Gamboa trying to find his legs. 30 seconds left.
The Cuban struggled to his feet on trembling legs. The referee looked intently into his eyes, deciding whether to let the fight continue. Yuriorkis signaled that he was ready to go on. Crawford, knowing he couldn't let up, immediately rushed in for the finish. Another powerful blow, a long right uppercut, found its target, and the fight was over. Terence Crawford won by technical knockout in the 9th round.
Up from the floor, and Gamboa coming forward.
Down goes Gamboa, and that'll do it. Fourth knockout of the fight, and a knockout for Terence Crawford.
That was a great fight. A great fight.
And a star-making performance of the highest order.
It wasn't a triumphant, easy victory, but a grueling battle. The hometown hero climbed the ropes, raising his hands to the deafening roar of the Omaha crowd. But his smile was one of relief. He had just walked through fire. Gamboa, tasting the first defeat of his career, stood with his head down and a vacant stare. His face was swollen and his cut was bleeding, but he had fought like a lion to the very end.
Unbelievable fight in Omaha.
Crawford wants to be great.
And once he fell behind 4 rounds in this fight, he was.
After the fight, Crawford assured interviewers, "It was great. I didn't feel any danger. I just let him show his best, and then I broke him down." It was an overly confident statement, considering how close he was to disaster just minutes earlier. Gamboa admitted through a translator, "Two warriors met in the ring today. He was a little better, and he won. There was no trash talk, only respect after a real war." Many experts called it a contender for Fight of the Year and hailed Crawford as a new star. And why not? Instead of a dry, tactical bout, the audience witnessed a dramatic contest with 4 knockdowns, where the momentum shifted in an instant. That night in Omaha, the favorite barely escaped defeat, and Terence Crawford proved he could not only win beautifully, but also endure and overcome
Round number
adversity.
9, the winner by knockout victory, the fighting pride of Omaha, Nebraska, USA, still WBO lightweight champion of the world, Terence Crawford.
This fight truly marked Crawford's ascent to stardom. Having gone through fire, he was forged into a champion. Terence later moved up in weight classes, became an undisputed world champion, and one of the best pound-for-pound fighters. But perhaps the lesson from Yuriorkis Gamboa remained with him for a long time. Never underestimate a smaller opponent. As for Gamboa, unfortunately, his star began to fade after this loss. He still fought for championship titles and faced young powerhouses like Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney, but he was never the same. Nevertheless, with his performance against Crawford, Yuriorkis forever etched his name in history as the man who almost knocked out a future great champion. What do you think? Was that 9th round the most dangerous moment of Terence Crawford's career? Did Gamboa manage to surprise you and push Crawford to the brink of defeat? Write your opinion in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.